Hello, folks. I'll tell you a story when I was young. Um, for another story, which I'll tell. A lot of people and a lot of people out there who know my family, know my mother, will tell you, this is right. My mother was an angel, like everybody's mother is. Back in the day, about 47 years ago, we had a type of woman that was around. There's not many of them around anymore, and a lot of people my age will tell you this is the truth. There was a type of women that they scared of their husbands, couldn't drive a car, done everything they were told. Just housewives that were good women, but they were common. They could all read and write, but they just took care of the kids, and a lot of them couldn't drive. My mother couldn't drive a car. She was just that kind of a woman, too nervous to drive a car, and she wasn't too dumb. No, she was smart enough to marry my father, who ended up very well in the military, and in his history today, done better than anybody on both sides of the family. He succeeded. So she wasn't too dumb, and stayed married to him all her life till she died, through thick and thin. But I had to watch out for my mother, and when I was 8 years old, even Christmas has come to a stop. We never did believe in Santa Claus. I mean, that was stopped. That never did happen. And Daddy showed us a wallet and said, that's Santa Claus, from early on. Then we had to get to talk. You can't go to school and you can't tell everybody that Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and all that shit ain't real. And I'm like, why? You showed me your wallet. Said that's where Christmas comes from, So, but he explained to me how kids wouldn't understand because their parents allow them to, and yada, 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 and I did. And he was right. He was dead right the whole time. I'm glad that I didn't believe in all that shit. But all that stopped when I was about 8. And from then on, I got socks and underwear and all that stuff and clothes for Christmas. And that's what I get today, and that's what I ask for today. If you want to get me anything for Christmas, clothes. Socks and underwear every time. And I'm easy to shop for. And but I had to go everywhere with my mother to protect her and take care of her, because when he came out of the military, he started a company. My brother was with him working. And now when my sisters had my mother and was running around like girls do all over the damn country, had it made then, I'd stay home, play with my friends and stuff, when Debbie had her and stuff. But when she didn't, and like in summertime, she'd go to Mama Ford's and stay, and I'd have to go stay with her, and I'm going to leave my friends at the house. But my grandmother owned the very first beauty shop here in town. And I can remember my grandmother would give me 20 pennies, and I'd go out that door and around the corner, and there was old World War I or World War II vets out there, an old black guy playing a guitar, and I asked him to teach me the blues because I play guitar at 8 years old. And he, no, you can't learn the blues till you get older. You learn the riffs as you go, but you ain't never going to be able to play the blues till you got to get older, because you don't know nothing. And he was right. He was right. But I would pitch pennies with them old dudes. And a lot of times I would come back with a couple dollars, give her 20 pennies back. But see, I was around in World War II and World War I fellas that are all gone now. When I got older, I worked with a few of them on the job that were still working back in the middle 80s. They sure was. And got to work with World War II guys. I worked with plenty of them when I was 18, 19 years old, factories and stuff. So that's, a memory that it wouldn't happen if I hadn't had to watch out for my mom. But I had to do everything. Mom and Daddy get in a fight 2 or 3 times a year. Mom would fly to California, and I'd have to go with her. Sometimes we'd take a Greyhound bus, and she wouldn't have made it if I hadn't been with her. You know how hard it is to change buses. For a common woman, she'd never made it, and they're hateful, and going through Mexico, and people try to, anybody would have picked her up or robbed her or anything. So I had to go, and I had to change schools every time I went. It was rough, man. I was in 12 schools, and they expect you to do good. You can't do that. And a lot of other stories. But But I pitched pennies when I was a little kid. Some World War I and World War II vets, and that's a memory that I'll always have. And I just thought I'd share it.